Hey guys, in today's video, we're going to look over an annual report by Tesla. So, what is an annual report? An annual report is a yearly report to shareholders to document activities and finances in the previous financial year. So, we are talking about the year December 31, 2024. So, there's a few things you have to look over in an annual report: business, risk factors, and the financial statements. Let's look over what the business is talking about. So, in the business, they usually talk about the product and the industry they're in. So, Tesla is developing a fully electric vehicle. They are developing a fully self-driving technology for improved safety. And we can see here that they're involved in solar energy systems as well. And they're developing manufacturing 5 different consumer vehicles: Model 3, Y, S, X, and the Cybertruck. A few things over: they're building a storage products, forming larger installations and gigawatt hours. These are some other information that you have to look into when reading the business section. Then let's move on over to the risk factors. The risk factors is basically something that's holding them back or will fuck them over if one of these things happen. So, for example, may unable to grow our global product sales, need to maintain significant grow our access to battery cells. Their future growth are dependent on consumer demand. They face strong competition from new competitors as well. There's so much others. The bold sentences are the risk factors, and these are the explanations. There are a lot of them. You should read them over. Then let's go over the financial statements. This is the key parts of an annual report that you have to look into. But there are 3 main reports that you have to see: the balance sheet, the cash flow, and the income statement. So a balance sheet is a snapshot point in time. For example, this part, this section is in December 31, 2023. And in this section, it's December 31, 2024. So for example, the total assets that they all own in December 31, 2023 is 106,000. And in 2024 is 122,000. So there's quite a significant increase. The liabilities showed an increase as well. And we have the shareholders equity section. So in a balance sheet, we have the total assets, the liabilities, and the equity. But total assets is equal to total liabilities plus the equity. So it's always the same: 122,000 and 122,000. Then there's no significant changes. Then we have the consolidated statements of operation, which just means the income statement. Few parts: total revenues seen a slight increase, nothing significant. Then we have the expenses. The expenses are, you can see the increase in expenses is here. Total operating expenses showed a slight increase from 8K to 10K. But the most concerning section is the net income, which shows a significant decrease from 14K to 7K. So almost 50% decrease. So you have to look this over in the other information section. And finally, the cash flow. A few things. The most important section is the net cash flow. We can see a slight increase, as well as the net income here is brought over from the income statement. So it's the 14K and the 7K decrease. And other parts seems to be reasonable, like the debt increase from 15K to 18K. This one, the bracket just means it's a negative, so more debt. And the cash doesn't show any significant changes. And what's concerning is for the 14K decrease from 14 to 7. So you guys have to look over the other information section to look into what happened. So let's see a example. So from December 2024, we can see its stock is 432 US dollars, and there's a significant decrease from 400 to 200. So one of the main reasons is because of the net profit decrease. And I'm actually using an AI tool called AI Report Insights. It gives you a comprehensive summary of all the things that we've talked about. So this is the fiscal year ended December 31, 2024, and Tesla manufactures fully electric vehicles, energy storage systems, and focusing on sustainable energy solutions, as we've talked before. Then we have the key competitors such as Ford, General Motors, Rivian, and Lucid Motors. There are a few other things to go over, like the letters to shareholder and strategic vision. They're focused on profitable growth, deployed storage products, and produce 1.77 million vehicles. Long-term growth, capital allocation. Corporate culture is very important as well. Promotes culture, innovation, and sustainability, and engage employees in various programs. But the financial trends and performance is the most important part. So we can see the profits decreased from 15% profit margin to only 7%, so an 8.25% decrease. So revenues increased by 1%, and net profits decreased by almost 50%, which is insane. Other parts are key financial ratios. EBITDA, for example, is 17.9%. You can see here that it's operational profitability before non-operating expenses. And PE ratio is 77.2, which means the stock valuation is much higher than the current earnings. Revenue breakdown, geographic performance, and dividend policy. Tesla never declared paid cash dividends, and they doesn't anticipate in foreseeable future. They are very focused on their products, and the expenses analysis is showing an increase in cost of revenues because of increase in production costs and ramping up new models such as the Cybertruck. Cash flow increase due to strong sales and working capital management. Capital expenditures amounted to 11 billion due to factory expansions, and automotive segment generated 87.6 billion. So what's important here is the risk factors and challenges. The very long risk factors are summarized into 3 main points: market volatility impacting vehicle sales and pricing, supply chain disruptions, and legal proceedings. Key highlight and achievements show that they produced 1.77 million vehicles in 2024, and an increase in automotive regulatory credits to 54%, as well as deploying 31.4 gigawatt hours of energy storage products. So their focus in the next year is the cost reduction and the operational efficiency, which makes sense from the huge decrease in profits. So that's the annual report of Tesla, and I think AI Report Insights helped me so much in reducing my time in reading an annual report. As you can see, there's 107 pages of an annual report. Some annual reports can get more than 150 pages, so this gives you a very comprehensive overview of the annual report. If you will, let me show you a quick. So to upload an annual report, you can use PDF or paste the HTML link, and you'll get in just 30 seconds they'll generate you a comprehensive annual report. You can even chat with the annual report and ask anything you want from it, like what are the revenue growth in last quarter or etc. And yeah, that's all for my video. If you like reading over the annual report and learning more about the annual report, you can follow my journey and like and subscribe my video. Or if you want to look over other companies or other types of financial reports, you can just comment down below in the comment section. And that's all for my video, and I hope to see you again next time. See you. Bye bye.